Done!
Don't throw those bottles away. Turn them into money today. Vitamalt bottles equal cash in your pocket. It's super easy. Just take those empty Vitamalt bottles to any Cara Brewery distribution truck or any drinks depot in St. Kitts and Nevis. We're keeping our beautiful Twin Island paradise clean. Vitamalt bottles equal cash back. Keep it clean, keep it green. Vitamalt bottle returns. Your bottles, your cash, your island.
Mommy, are you writing to Santa too?
You have Santa.
I have CIBC Caribbean. CIBC has sweetened the season, so you can bring your holiday dreams to life and wrap a new home or land with incredible cashback deals. Plus, your approved loan gives you a chance to win up to US $5,000. Apply now at www.cibccaribbean.com/sweeten the season. Terms and conditions apply.
You can win more with the Mega Ball. Pick 3 and pick 4, you could get it all.
Yes, playing Pick 3 and Pick 4 with the Caribbean Lottery just got more rewarding. For just an extra $1, increase your winnings by $1,000 with Pick 3 and $10,000 with Pick 4 when you play the Mega Ball.
You ready to win a little extra? You ready to win a little extra? You ready to win a little extra? Let's get on the ball.
Play Pick 3 and Pick 4 with Mega Ball at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 and over to play.
Good morning and good morning. It's just about 5 minutes after the hour of 8. We welcome you to today's Hump Day edition. Yes, it's Wednesday, the 22nd of October edition of Island Tea. For those of you celebrating, be it a birthday, a promotion at work, your anniversary, whatever it is, congratulations and celebrate hearty. For those of you celebrating birthdays, on behalf of myself, Quint, and the entire Win family, we do wish you a enjoyable 365 around the sun. Remember to be grateful and give thanks. Just to remind you, we're being simulcast on TVC Channel 40, Facebook, as well as YouTube. If you're listening to us on the radio, 98.9 on your FM dial. Our numbers, if you wish to bring something to the fore, excuse me, or join in on the conversation. Our local number, 466-0989. Our UK number, 0333-440065. And our U.S. numbers, we have two. First, 1-718-285-6984 or 1-305-921-4619. Good morning, Quint. How are you doing this morning?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Other than my throat trying to give me a bit of trouble, I'm doing good.
Well, here's hoping you get over that.
Indeed. Very, very, very soon. I haven't heard Burl in a while, so good morning, Burl. Good morning, Rusty. Good morning, Miss Nesbitt Richards. Auntie Katie, it was indeed a pleasure. I met one of our listeners. She's a quiet one, and it was nice to share with her. So I just want to say good morning, Auntie Katie. I hope you're doing well today. I know you're up and about, so enjoy your hump day in St. Kitts. In NY, Cleo, good morning. Gwinnett, good morning. Skeeter, good morning. Kathleen, good morning. Gowan, good morning. Mr. McMahon, Carla Astafan, Rusty, Chevrich, Mishi Collin, good morning. Good morning to all the listeners over there in Nevis. Good morning, Tessa. Good morning, Carlisle. Good morning, Mario. It's been a while. Fidel, good morning. Mr. and Mrs. Isaac, good morning. I have so many people to say good morning to. Dumpling, Jam Down, good morning. How are we doing today? Diana H&L, good morning. Quint, you have anybody you want to say good morning to?
I say good morning to everybody.
You're the smart one, right? You make it easy. You just generalize. I was looking at the news last night, our local news, and I saw the Speaker of the House speaking about some problems she would have inherited.
Yeah, that has been going. I don't know if she brings up different things, but that has been going for the past maybe from Monday. that has been ongoing.
So do you think, since you said it's been ongoing from Monday, do you think that when transitions happen, that handovers and procedures should be done smoothly to avoid your administration being spoken badly about?
Yes, I think so. I think that if when you listen to the speaker, it seemed as if though a lot of things were in disarray, stuff packed up where there shouldn't be and all that kind of stuff. So you would think that the party that was in before, the regime that was in before, they would keep things in a tidy manner, but it doesn't seem to always be the case. So sometimes you have to come in and then it is incumbent on you to clean it up.
But do you think they didn't pack up with hopes that they were going back there?
Perhaps. We have a caller in the meantime.
Okay, caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
We lost them.
Okay, you can always call back.
I think so. I think because if we remember how it ended in the prior regime, we know that the then Prime Minister felt very confident, it seemed, that he might have been returned, even though he was surrounded by a whole new set of individuals. I don't think that people kind of looked at that in a positive light. Even though they had faith in him, the talk was that he would be dictating to everyone else and that he would be the one running all of the portfolios. And people didn't feel too comfortable about that.
Okay. Because I was quite shocked to see and read all the stuff that I read, and I was like, wow, we never know. Sometimes, being on the outside, we always critique. We don't live on the inside, but not until we get the information, then we understand that.
I think this came out, though, because of a statement that Timothy Harris made in terms of minutes, and she wanted to rectify that. And in doing so, she went into other things to prove that, well, things weren't the way they should have been when they took over. Again, let me see if we can engage a caller. Lost them again.
Okay, caller, feel free to call back. And I just want to also extend congratulations to Ms. Vinetta Zakers. She secured first runner-up in the CIBC Caribbean Regional Unsung Heroes competition. And also congratulations to Dr. Terrence Martin Jr. He does Money Matters here on WinFM on his children's book that he would have published on financial literacy. As I said, if I can go back and come back, I'll do it now, because the youth, the children, the generation of today, they have so much to work with that we did not have.
Yeah.
And I sure, Quentin, your time, you would not have what I would have had, because I guess what my mom learned from her mom and her family, she said, always save something.
Well, that's kind of a true, but maybe not so true. Wait, caller, we'll acknowledge you in a second, because I had books. My mother had invested in 12 Encyclopedia Britannica, and I had anything that, and then I was always into books. So I had all the knowledge of
good stuff.
Everything, anatomy, anything. I mean, I still have those today.
Yeah, imagine to send a kid to look in an encyclopedia when it's right there quick on the internet now, right? They're not going to do it.
Hello, caller. Sorry for...
Good morning.
Yes. Good morning. Greetings once more in Jesus' name. Now, I'm calling to say something. Now, the Christian persecution that we're talking about yesterday was carried out, it is being carried out by the Muslims in northern Nigeria. Forgot to say who was carried out by.
Okay, I see we lost him. Perhaps if you want to finish.
Persecution.
He has been speaking about that for some time.
But that was what. Weren't they just talking about the origins of Christianity?
No, well, you mean he has been saying that in a particular area in Africa that Christians are being persecuted, and he also says that I think it is in the Congo or in can't remember. Perhaps he'll call back and enlighten us as to that. But he has been reiterating that message for some time.
Yeah, once I hear things, I instantly go and try to pull it up. So I see here DW. I don't know what is DW, but I see conflicts Nigeria. And then I see Nigeria, Christian genocide or a crisis of narratives. Viral claims of a so-called Christian genocide in Nigeria are stirring heated debate online. Okay, I can't see that part. But I can't see that word, but we're warned that such narratives could undermine fragile peace-building efforts. It says social media influencers, public figures, and local international faith-based organizations are implying claims of a Christian genocide in Nigeria point to the wave of attacks on the churches and Christian community across the central and northern parts of the country. I have to see if I find a proper...
from their statement, it seems as if though it might not be steeped in facts. So
yeah, it says Minister of Information and National Orientation said that Nigeria has security problems. The claims of a deliberate system attack on Christians is inaccurate and harmful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It says security, especially in the predominantly Muslim north of the country, has been deteriorating for years. Some 10,000 people have been killed and hundreds abducted since Bola Tinubu became Nigeria's president in mid-2023. The violence has pushed as many as 3 million people out of their homes. 3 million people, out of their homes. Okay, I'll look for something because now somebody's saying that's not real. Well, this article is saying that's not real.
Yeah, well, this is why I always, if I find something that interests me, I look to see if I can, I type in that very same title and see if I get other things that corroborates. That's easy to do. For instance, if they say Cortenza stole some money, just type in Cortenza stole money and Google it and it will give you the information relating to that. So, yeah. So, but then, Greg, when it comes to Christianity, he's going to push that aspect. So perhaps it is that individuals are being prosecuted, but for convenience, some are just making it that it is just only Christians alone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
As I said, it could be other folks according to the article, but I'm going to look for a proper one and I'm going to come with the clear facts because I don't have it now, so I can't say excuse me, whether Greg's right or wrong because there's two sides to a story.
Well, they say there's three sides,
What's the third one?
There's your side, my side, and the truth.
Oh, geez. So I knew it. I knew what it was. Oh, boy.
So let's take a bit of a commercial break and we'll be right back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
'Tis the season for dreams to come true. There's Santa for the kids and CIBC Caribbean for you. Whether it's a house, land, vehicle, or upgrading your home, CIBC Caribbean can support your dreams with the financing you need. Enjoy incredible cashback deals with mortgages and land loans. Plus, your approved loan gives you a chance to win up to US $5,000. Apply now at www.cibccaribbean.com/sweeten the season. Terms and conditions apply.
The Rotary Club of La Amiga presents its 19th edition of its primary school spelling bee competition. It's this coming Thursday, 23rd October at 4 p.m. The place to be is at the ECCB Sir Cecil Jacobs Auditorium to cheer on your favorite speller. Free giveaways and a packed snack bar awaits you. The admission free. Premier partners, Rams, Halliburton, Shirley, and Fruta. Don't miss the Rotary Club of La Amiga 2025 Primary School Spelling Bee Competition.
Got itchy palms?
That's a sign. Money could be coming your way with Scratch and Win from Caribbean Lottery. It's the easiest way to win instantly. No waiting, no fuss. With tickets starting from just $2 up to $20. Win over $35 million in prizes. The higher the price, the bigger the prize. So scratch today for your chance to win up to $200,000. Available at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 years and older to play.
Here are your Horseless Value Mart IGA specials, running October 16th through the 29th. Now, our Value Club Blue Tag specials. Blue Ribbon Ice Cream, just $32.99. Morning Star Meatless Entrees, $20.99. Planet Oat Milk, $11.99. Chobani Greek Yogurt, just $5.69. Banquet Chicken Tenders and Nuggets, $24.99. Essential Everyday Dry Roasted Peanuts, $12.99. And now, our very low weekly value deals. Essential Everyday Pastas are just $4.99. Imperial Margarine, $8.99. All Orchard Apple Juice Cocktails and 100% apple juices, $9.99. VO5 Shampoo and Conditioner, $5.99. Gain Dish Detergent, $8.49. Arm & Hammer Deodorant, just $8.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
I'm not hearing you. I don't.
.9 is Win FM.
Get ready, St. Kitts and Nevis. The TDC Home and Building Depot tent sale is back. This Saturday, October 25th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., grab up to 75% off selected items, from building materials to household goods, appliances, and so much more. You'll find deals you just can't resist. But hurry, it's one day only. Don't miss this massive tent sale happening at TDC Home and Building Depot in St. Kitts and Nevis. TDC. Together we succeed.
You can win more with the Mega Ball. Pick 3 and pick 4, you could get it all.
Yes, playing Pick 3 and Pick 4 with the Caribbean Lottery just got more rewarding. For just an extra $1, increase your winnings by $1,000 with Pick 3 and $10,000 with Pick 4 when you play the Mega Ball.
You ready to win a little extra? You ready to win a little extra? You ready to win a little extra? Then get on the ball.
Play Pick 3 and Pick 4 with Mega Ball at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 and over to play.
Hi, this is Adia, your reigning junior Calypso monarch for the primary school section. I think by now, we all know that screen time is a hot topic all over the world. But don't worry, I'm here to help by giving you tips on what you can do instead of being on a screen all the time. So, here's a tip for you. Studies show that comparing ourselves to others on social media or feeling like we're not good enough can hurt our self-esteem. But when we do real activities like learning to sew, mastering a puzzle, or building a sandcastle, we feel proud of ourselves. This week, try something new that you can touch and create with your own hands. This message was brought to you by me, Adia, in collaboration with this radio station.
1, 2.
Here are your Horsford's Value Mart IGA specials, running October 16th through the 29th. Now, our Value Club Blue Tag specials. Blue Ribbon Ice Cream, just $32.99. Morning Star Meatless Entrees, $20.99. Planet Oat Milk, $11.99. Chobani Greek Yogurt, just $5.69. Banquet Chicken Tenders and Nuggets, $24.99. Essential Everyday Dry Roasted Peanuts, $12.99. And now, our very low weekly value deals. Essential Everyday Pastas are just $4.99. Imperial Margarine, $8.99. All Orchard Apple Juice Cocktails and 100% apple juices, $9.99. VO5 Shampoo and Conditioner, $5.99. Gain Dish Detergent, $8.49. Arm & Hammer Deodorant, just $8.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
The Rotary Club of La Amiga presents its 19th edition of its primary school spelling bee competition. It's this coming Thursday, 23rd October at 4 p.m. The place to be is at the ECCB Sir Cecil Jacobs Auditorium to cheer on your favorite speller. Free giveaways and a packed snack bar awaits you. The admission, free. Premier partners, Rams, Halib Orange, Shirley, and Fruta. Don't miss the Rotary Club of La Amiga 2025 Primary School Spelling Bee Competition.
Don't throw those bottles away. Turn them into money today. Vitamalt bottles equal cash in your pocket. It's super easy. Just take those empty Vitamalt bottles to any Cara Brewery distribution truck or any drinks depot in St. Kitts and Nevis. We're keeping our beautiful Twin Island paradise clean. Vitamalt bottles equal cash back. Keep it clean, keep it green. Vitamalt bottle returns. Your bottles, your cash, your island.
We do sincerely apologize for that interruption. We had a bit of technical difficulties, but our good guy over there, Quinty, sorted it out, and we are back. Before we ran into the difficulties, Quint, I was asking if you know about Tropical Storm Melissa. I didn't know if you realized, well, you would have realized that we had a bit of rain yesterday all of a sudden.
No, I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, so she's moving. She's expected to get closer to the Dominican Republic,
well,
Jamaica.
You said the name is Melissa?
Melissa, yes.
Well, let's hope the Melissas are nice people.
I pray my name is never Storm.
Because what you're saying that you are a troublemaker?
Listen, okay. Some people might be happy that their names, their names are used to name a storm, but I'm like, nah, storms are never a good thing. The good thing is we are getting the rain, so we're remaining green. I'm sure the farmers are happy for some things, because I know water is not good for everything when it comes. Too much water is not good for everything when it comes to farming. So I am happy that we got the rainfalls yesterday. Twice I was outside in the washroom and I couldn't make it back inside for a while because the rain just busted down. Yes, literally came out the sky like heavy, just water. I long for the old days when I used to run outside and go in the rain, but I can't do that anymore because I don't want to get sick. But when we were young and the rain fell, we just covered our heads with plastic bags. Imagine those good old days, huh?
I was just about to ask you why not, but then you said you don't want to get sick.
Yeah, because this thing, it goes, because as I said, I fought it off. You realize I didn't come back snuffing, huffing, anything. The Buckleys and everything, all my remedies worked. But it still seems to be lingering. Yeah. Sometimes I still feel it in my head, so Yeah, I can't. I don't want to chance that.
It is said that there is no cure for the common cold. You only find things that sort of makes it subside, because the common cold is a virus, and there are no cures as far as I'm aware for viruses, they say.
Yeah, because COVID was around, because the even before COVID-19, you would see the things behind the Lysol bottles, etc., but nobody paid attention to stuff like that. It just got worse, and it continues to get worse, because I think every year a new strain comes up, because the scientists are constantly researching, so every year they find something new. So, but as far as I'm concerned, COVID has always been around, so it's nothing new to us. We just have to protect ourselves. And folks, it's cold season. We can see the weather changing already, so get your vitamin C's. Do what you need to. Wear your mask. I know it's no problem for us now to wear masks. We put them on in a flash. So just wear your mask and do what you must to protect yourselves and to protect those around you.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to play a clip, and it is to do with the ongoing saga in our region, the threat to our zone of peace. So I'm going to play this. It's about 4 minutes, so we'll give it a listen.
This black American is warning Grenadians to refuse the proposal of the United States in setting up military equipment here on the island, because it will have long-term consequences. The price that comes with it is something she believes that Grenada is not prepared for. Take a listen.
You ever notice how the U.S. only calls it a dictatorship when it's a black country that's decided that they don't need saving? Because in 1979, this 35-year-old man led a revolution on his little island called Grenada. And when he tried to build something real, schools, healthcare, literacy, America called him a communist and made sure that he never got to finish what he started. Meet Maurice Bishop. He wasn't chasing power, he was chasing dignity. Bishop and his people threw out a corrupt leader named Eric Gary. He built free schools, made healthcare accessible, and launched adult literacy programs that nearly wiped out illiteracy on the island. He'd tell people that they must be the engineers of their own futures. That line hit different because he actually meant it. Grenada started looking like proof that a small black nation could thrive without begging the U.S. or Britain for approval. Then Bishop linked up with Cuba for doctors, teachers, engineers, not missiles. But Washington saw that as a threat. Reagan's team went on TV calling that little island a Soviet base because they were building airports to bring in tourism. Imagine that. An airport becomes a reason to invade? The real fear wasn't communism. It was a black country standing on its own 2 feet. But by '83, people inside Bishop's own party started turning on him. His deputy, Bernard Cord, accused him of being too popular and had him locked up. But the people weren't playing that. Thousands of Grenadians marched. They freed him and they carried him through the streets. And within hours, soldiers loyal to Cord opened fire. Bishop and several ministers were taken to Fort Rupert and executed against a wall. And 6 days later, the U.S. invaded under something called Operation Urgent Fury. They said it was to restore democracy. You don't bomb a tiny island filled of 100,000 people to restore anything. You bomb it to remind them who's in charge. After his death, people cried in the streets. He wasn't a dictator, he was hope. And the U.S. couldn't let that stand. So they buried him under headlines calling him a Marxist puppet. Meanwhile, the airport that he built, it still stands. They renamed it Maurice Bishop International Airport. Every plane that lands there touches the ground that he dreamed up. Maurice Bishop didn't die because he failed. He died because he made freedom look possible. Because every time a black nation tries to build something of its own, the empire shows up with bombs and a press release. They call it democracy, but really, it's fear. Fear of what happens when we stop asking for permission. Say his name, Maurice Bishop.
We say no to this military installment of raiders on our island. I don't care whether it's big raiders, small raiders, I don't care. We do not want it. And so the message is plain and simple. This generation of Grenadians cannot be fooled. We know our history. Some of us, including myself, did not live through revolution times. But we know our history. I am a man of history, and I know what my country went through under the hands of the United States. But to the government of Grenada, the NDC administration, the ball is in your court. Make the right decision, and the Grenadian people will love you, and you will be there for quite some time. But make the wrong decision, give America that permission, then the Grenadian people, they will never forget you, and they will have no mercy on you when they go to the polls in the next general election. Do the right thing. This is the same international airport they said that Maurice Bishop was building for the Soviet Union. They said that we were building to accommodate the Cubans and all of these things for military purposes. And it is that same airport they want to come and use now for their military endeavors. Grenadians, get up, rise up. Let your voices be heard.
Yeah. A young man saying, yeah, we remember our history.
I had the privilege of, when I worked Philiad, I tried, when I go on my overnights and I had time, if I finish at 9 in the morning, I tried to do island tours, get a feel of the island. So I went to the said area where Mr. Bishop and some of his colleagues were executed, and they show us the bullet holes. I get to put my hand in the hole, and they said this is the one that killed Mr. Bishop because he went through, and then he went through the pole. Everything's still there. The holes are still in the walls, just to remind you. And you stand and you get a sense. I stood there and I tried to think what was happening, people scattering. I tried to envision the podium, everything that he was speaking at, etc., etc. And then to find out, as the person kept on telling us about the history, it's somebody that was in his party that he basically excommunicated that worked with these folks to take him out. So it's always persons that are closest to you that did this. And at the time when President Reagan was in charge, and as the young lady mentioned, the claim, he sent in folks with the claim that there are about 1,000 Americans going to the University on Island. So they are our interests, so we need to go in to protect them.
Yeah.
So that's the smooth over claim. I wasn't there, I don't know. I just have to follow what I was told. And
that is what we were all told.
Yeah. But he was never a Marxist. He was never trying to do anything, as they say, development. Cuba had it all. Cuba had the doctors. Cuba had whatever. He was just working to make his country better. And it's funny now that the airport is named after the said Marxist, and you want to put something right there on.
It shows you they don't care. They just don't care about our feelings, So, and it goes to this new thing that they're talking about over there on Nevis, where you see these three individuals who are steeped in their marketing strategy and think that they're so brilliant, and telling us this will be our destiny. One, I take issue with you coming and telling us what our destiny should be. That's one. And the second thing is that the song that they're playing when they're showing you all of this landscape that they're supposedly supposed to renovate, you're hearing a song saying, now we are free. And it reminds us too much of what they did during the colonialist period, right? They went to Africa to liberate the African people, and see what happened? We wound up down here in chains, right? Wherever they go, it's as if though we aren't in a position to make decisions for ourselves, they are the almighty ones who will come and tell us how to live our lives. Hello, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
How are you
day.
doing this morning?
Well, giving God thanks. It's great to be alive.
Amen.
Great to be alive. Me turn down my radio.
But you realize too, Miss Henry, before you continue, that Grenada has no military. It's just the
What?
police that
because
the
of
Grenada
what?
thing.
Yeah, it
I was at
disbanded.
UE. I was at UE in Mona,
Okay.
and there was a great, Trevor Monroe was there. It was a great, most of the students supported Bishop, Because even when they died, there was marches and all kind of demonstration. Now, Mark Figueroa, you know that name?
No.
I'm not too familiar with it.
He was the head of the economics division.
Well, we wouldn't know that.
Oh, okay. Because I did economics. He took a sabbatical to go to Grenada to have to train the Grenadians in governing. And in my class was one of a Grenadian who was telling us the changes, how they organize classes in the community to teach the people. Talking about the kind of backwardness of the country itself, agriculture, and they got the young people involved. Now he came to St. Kitts. I don't know if you all remember or not that. You know he did.
Who? The same Mark Figueroa?
No.
Bishop.
Who?
Bishop.
Yes.
No. I wouldn't know that, Miss Henry. So I'll take myself out of that one.
He didn't tell you, no?
Huh?
Man, I think when they started the OECS, the OECS or the central bank, all the leaders came, and you should have seen the excitement and the crowd just to see Bishop.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And people wanted to know who is this man who could such a thing, because we know about Gary.
Yeah, we know about Gary.
Yeah.
And his mongoose guy and all of those things, shenanigans. And you know the funny thing, Miss Henry, Gary was there wreaking havoc, and the U.S. didn't have a problem, didn't have a concern. But here
he was in New York when they get.
Yeah, but here comes a young man who wants to make a difference, and he's everything bad.
Well, remember, you know, as one of you said, the U.S. want to be in control, you know. Even in our country. They use all kind of tactics. They go at the CBI that they're not really in on.
Yeah.
To bring it down.
But how are we supposed to survive, though? Minus, if that was our only thing.
Well, you mean you're supposed to survive? You give in to them, and then they would even promote your CBI for you. You don't know that.
But you don't want us to have it, you just don't want us to have it for ourselves.
They will promote it for you, take whatever they feel out of it, give you the rest, and dictate how you live. Yeah.
But this is not your house.
I spent 6 weeks in Grenada. I think it's 87, something like that. And I was surprised how the place they look. I can't imagine what it was looking like. You know, it's an agricultural country. But they overthrow, and you can't see any benefit. You follow?
Yeah.
But you see, the thing with power and people. Now, Bishop began to try to attract foreign investment into the country. Bernard Court, who was a radical communist, felt that he was going too far to the left.
Yeah.
It is that, you know.
Yeah, it is that.
Because remember, he was a member of the OECS, and he took part in the OECS meetings and things like that. And they said, well, agriculture, they got agriculture up going, they got education going, but you needed other kind of jobs for the people.
Yes.
They even send them to universities, because there were a number of them in Mona, because you know Mona at that time was said to be communist.
Yeah.
Oh boy, because it's close to Cuba.
Yeah, I studied Marxist economics, you know.
Okay.
So even teach it here.
Miss Henry, hold a second. Hello, caller.
Yeah, hello, good morning to you guys, man. How you guys doing today?
Hey, bro. We're good. Yourself?
Yeah, pretty good.
Burl, she's acting as if though she's acting nonchalant, but this morning she was lamenting she hadn't heard your voice.
I'm not acting nonchalant. I'm happy to hear Burl. Oh boy. See, I just asked Burl how he's doing.
Nice to hear that. I thought the overseas line was off because somebody was complaining they didn't get it yesterday.
Oh, no, not that we know of.
Well, Burl, you should know if people complain, try yourself. You understand?
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm trying this morning again.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, Cortez,
Remember that Miss Henry is also on the line with you.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, good morning to Miss Henry, too.
Good morning, Bill.
Yeah, how are you?
Giving God thanks.
Once upon a time when I first started listening here, honestly speaking, I would hear some critical persons make some statements about the other caller and the other line. And I don't really think some of those statements was really warranted, because it's nice to show the respect to the elders. And I don't know who some of these persons are, but a lot of people be calling out here that has a wealth of knowledge, a lot of information. And me, myself, most of the time, I listen to some of these people to abstract that history.
Yeah.
And it's a lot going on in St. Nevis. Sometimes it's so much, you don't even know where to start to unpacking this stuff.
Okay, you want to let Miss Henry make a statement, or you want to finish?
Yes, of course.
Miss Henry, you may go ahead.
Yes, so I was saying there was a lot of support for Bishop in the OECS.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because people were saying, look, we want a different kind of system in our country. And most were disappointed still of unity breakup.
Yes.
People wanted unity, but people were discouraged when they see what they had fought for. Destroyed by people in the same movement.
Yeah.
I remember Figaro, head of the economics division. He was in Grenada at the time, because, as I said, he had taken off some time from teaching to go and educate and help Bishop. It took some time before he could get out. And courts went, I said, Lord Jesus, some people are too enthusiastic, You know that?
Miss Henry, imagine courts accuse Bishop of being too popular. Could you imagine such a thing?
Yeah, because you see what, remember, some people they like to be on themselves, right?
Yeah.
And they're trying to prove a point. They're trying to, I don't know if some people know that there are areas in Cuba where you have tourism,
Yeah.
That is all Bishop was trying to dive. Good morning, the door is open. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
He was trying to think. But something, sometimes the moves people make. We were staying at a guest house in St. George's, just if you know my mother, that was my door. Just in, where the cable and wireless office was, on the radio, darling, turn on your phone. Hello.
We're here.
I'm on the phone. All right, so I'm saying, this man was so bitter because what happened? When Bishop and they went in, they fired all the people who were working close to Gary,
yes,
permanent secretary and stuff.
Yeah.
And years had passed, and the man was so bitter because what he said, he already had plans to build a larger guest house hotel, and had even started making moves and so. So while they were making things, a lot of people were hurt.
Okay.
And when you have people like Code as the deputy, he carrying this communist thing to the extreme,
Yeah.
He carried to the extreme like those in Jamaica. I thought I was a socialist until people in my class were telling me what went on. My God, I couldn't believe the holding of guns on this one deluxe house property. The way they were going around, what side you on? If you're in answer, they cut across in your solar foot. The communists, them, And there was a young man used to walk around with a cane, like, and they said he was part of the movement, Everybody want change. And they said, well, you're going to have to kill your uncle to show that you're dedicated. He said, boy, well, we live with the grandmother, you know, and if I do anything with grandmother. And the boy went up, you know.
He went crazy.
He wouldn't keep up. He would not keep up mentally.
Yeah.
He wouldn't keep up the campus.
Yeah.
And this other family, he said he was sent to Russia to learn to use arms. Courts order everybody, all of you on university come home. I say, you ain't going. Not. You know, they're going to the extreme.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to watch. As much dedicated as some people are, you hear them on the radio. They go to the extreme and it causes hurt. Because what they do, they support the adversary in reverse.
Yeah.
Because it gives them an excuse. The thing about the students live out by Grandance Beach. They were not in any danger. Because they needed them to get foreign exchange, you follow?
Yes.
And that is all that Bishop was trying to do. So, I love Grenadians and so. But to me, since they overthrew them, there has not been much progress as far as I could see.
But that is the way the U.S. wanted it after the overthrow. That, if you follow history, that is what usually happens. You have a progressive leader, you get rid of him. It throws back things a lot of years before.
I'm telling you, look.
Yeah.
When I was shocked when I saw the airport. I said, "You mean to tell me you're talking about Bishop them?" And we said we're free, and we got this little old jam up place.
Yeah.
You went Trinidad. You understand?
Not to me.
When
I've seen plenty developments. I've had the opportunity to be in Grenada numerous times, and there are a lot of
I'll tell you, I'm talking about 87.
Oh, then. Okay.
I spent 6 weeks there.
Okay.
I even stayed at the hotel up on the hill, where they said, and up to now they can't produce Bishop's body.
Yeah, well.
You know, that is intimidation.
Yeah.
Because even what's going on with Venezuela. Has my lady changed her tune?
But Possessor?
Yes.
It seemed as if though recently, if I'm following the news, it seems she's aligning herself or seemingly trying to align herself with the rest of the Caribbean because she sees what the fallout might be.
That is it. She didn't see it, and you never know until you feel it. You understand?
Yeah. Okay,
That's
Miss
what happened. All right then.
Okay. Burl, thanks for your patience.
Yeah. Oh, no problem, man. Yeah, Quint, Henry mentioned team unity, right?
Yes.
Me, personally, I was disconnected with all this stuff. And I got reconnected around 2013, leading up to that 2015 victory by team unity.
Speak a little bit more louder because you're speaking low and some of your words we can't decipher.
Yeah, the team unity thing was a new phenomenon.
Yeah.
I came into St. I was taking over there. I guess that was to get rid of one man, like Dennis Douglas.
Yeah.
To see that movement succeeded and the way how they imploded was very disappointing.
Yeah, it was.
The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis had a chance at that time to spin off and change the trajectory of the politics in the country.
Yeah.
And we see that this big party went in. Somebody said they won by an offside goal. It was very disappointing to me to see how team unity imploded, like I said, and now we're reverting back to the old politics.
Yeah. Hold a second, Burl. Hello, caller.
Hi, good morning. I am sorry I couldn't get in when Miss Henry was on, when she was speaking about the Grenada issue some years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's too late, but I heard you made some comments to the fact that the United States invaded Grenada. I just want to know at what point did the United States invade Grenada? When Gary was overthrown or when Bishop was overthrown and murdered? At what point did the United States invade Grenada? The history is there. when Bishop was assisted by Communist Cuba to take out the Gary regime. Of course, Gary was not doing any good thing for the Grenadians anyway. But the method that was used was not common in the Caribbean. And Bishop got a lot of support from, when I say support, moral support, that is, from OECS territories, because what Bishop did, Bird in Antigua was, people was against Bird in Antigua. Some people was against the Labour Party in St. Kitts. I think at that time, Limo was the premier. And so there was a wind of change blowing in the OECS, not so much because they want to have a military change like in Grenada, but a change nevertheless. And so therefore, when Bishop overthrew Gary, he had assistance from Cuba, and a lot of evidence were there. Rice box mark on the right, but had in bullets. A lot of different things in it. But let's fast forward. When the U.S. entered Grenada.
Well, before you go forward, are you saying that the U.S. did not invade Grenada?
No.
Okay, because when you started,
the U.S. did not invade Grenada. The U.S. came in through the OECS assistance. The Iron Lady of the Caribbean, that was the woman from Dominica, Eugenia Charles. She headed a committee in seeing what they can do to restore peace in Grenada after Bishop was overthrown. And instead
but
of
they
having
call it an invasion. They call it.
Wait, Hortensia. You
no,
said Bishop was overthrown?
Yeah.
You seem to have a distorted recollection of history that goes. Wait, Bull. I'm gonna let you intro. That goes. From your sentiments, I would realize that. Look, your sentiments were not uncommon, because even after Bishop had overthrown, a lot of the Caribbean governments weren't too friendly at first, because they felt here we didn't follow the so-called democratic means, and they felt that this would be a threat. But eventually they sort of gradually got on board. But your sentiment seemed to me like you're more aligned with the sentiments of the United States of America, that he was a communist and he was causing disruption and that kind of stuff.
But the U.S. did come after Maurice Bishop was executed, though.
Yes, that part I'm not disputing.
Okay.
When he started, he said, I made a sentiment to the...
based on that premise. It is based on that premise which you said, that United States invaded Grenada. Based on that premise, that the United States came in after Bishop was executed.
Wait, I want to be clear. I want you to be clear. Did you hear me say that the United States came in and killed Bishop?
No, and I didn't say that either. You said United States invaded Grenada.
Yes.
Right?
They did.
And I'm saying to you and the public who
you ask the problem
remember
if he's saying that,
and the history, you can go and read it, that the United States came in when the OECS government got together and decided to put a force together. But then they realized that what they were going to fight against were stronger than what we can afford. Communist-trained soldiers, plus other Marxist and leftist soldiers.
My friend, a lot of that. As usual, there's a lot of truth with a lot of untruth, which is we know as propaganda. So what you're touting was the Americans' propaganda to do what they eventually did. And I would tell you more. Even though the United States came.
Before you continue,
yes.
You're going to tell me where you get your information. Where can I go to get that source that you just quoted?
But where
can I go to get it? So you tell me, because you're now saying that was United States propaganda. All those pictures and all those things that our soldiers came back and say that they saw.
My friend,
soldiers came back
and
say what they saw.
My friend,
was that part of the propaganda?
My
so
friend,
you tell me, my good friend, where can I go to get the information that you're now touting, saying that it was U.S. propaganda.
All you have to do,
Go ahead.
all you have to do, my friend, is go and Google the information. All you have to do is type in invasion of Grenada and get and read the different sources, and you're going to find a whole lot of them that corroborate what I say. You will find some that go against what I say, but I assure you they are not in the majority.
So the majority, that is not always right, you know.
So you hear.
The majority is not always right. The majority is not always right. The truth from people who saw, from people who lived and experienced what happened in Grenada, those are who you listen to. The majority is not always right.
Well, my friend,
what I'm saying, sir, that let the people know that United States went in after Maurice Bishop was executed. When our OECS governments got together and they said to put a force together, we realized that what we were going up against was much more than we can handle. America had an interest because they had a medical school there, they had students there, but they had a great interest also.
Yeah, my friend.
They also had the capabilities that we as in the OECS didn't have. So therefore, we asked them to allow to lead the way. Our boys will give backup support. Our boys will give backup support, but they would lead the way because we asked them to, not on their own, because we asked them to do that.
We?
The OECS. The OECS. The OECS government. And whenever I say we, I'm referring to the OECS government, which St. Kitts and Nevis is a part. St. Kitts and Nevis soldiers went to Grenada for peacekeeping after most of the action, because we couldn't go in there in the heat of the action because we were not trained for that. And most of the OECS countries were not trained for that.
Because
Trinidad
again,
could have.
It seems to me. It seems to me that you are, from what I'm getting, you say we. It seems to me you are or were a soldier around that time.
No, when I said we, I'm talking about
the OECS.
The OECS government. The OECS government, not me personally, because I'm not personalizing this. I'm saying that the OECS government.
Okay.
So whenever I say we, I'm referring to the OECS government.
Do you have any military training or background?
That's personal, sir.
Oh well, I've already garnered that because
that has nothing to do with
because I
with
listen. You
discussion.
see, this is why I tell people to listen, and so I've garnered that you have a military background, and you were one of those who bought into the propaganda of the USA. That is just my opinion.
No, your opinion is quite right. I mean, you have a right to your own opinion.
Okay.
But what you're saying doesn't have to be true. It may not be true. But you need to let the people know when people are talking about history, say it like it is, because anybody with money can rewrite whatever they want to rewrite. You know, anybody with money and a different agenda can rewrite whatever they want.
With all due respect, when we listen to you. And this is my own personal. This is my own personal opinion.
Where is this caller getting his information from, Quinn? Where is he getting his information from?
Let me finish this statement, Bull, and then I'll let you interact with him. When I listen to you, this is me personally. I realize that you are one of those who, because everything you say is an apology statement for the U.S. The U.S. didn't invade; they came in.
That's your opinion.
Right?
That's your opinion. That's your opinion. Go ahead.
That's what I said. The U.S. didn't invade, even though we see countless of documentaries and parts of history that say the U.S. invaded, right? And we know that Reagan decided, and history proves when Reagan decided he would invade, right? But you say they came. And number two, you say they came with the sanction of the OECS. I'm not going to dispute that. We who are existing now are very well aware. We see us leaning back down that path where we seem to forget that the United States uses us at its convenience. And what is happening right now is the United States want to do the same thing that happened during that period where you forget us, we have to fend on our own. When we try to find ways to survive, you come in and you find ways to retard them. And then when you see others like China and so forth coming in, you feel threatened and you come back and you want to intimidate us back. And a lot of our leaders might want to do that. But unfortunately, it seems that this isn't happening this time.
Okay, so that is your opinion.
Yes.
And from listening to you,
yes.
and this is my opinion,
Go
that
ahead.
you are communist and you are strictly against anything to do with the progression of the West. So
I am
that
a
is my
communist.
opinion of
Wait,
that.
you said that I am a communist.
That is my
You said that-
support. That is my opinion of you.
You said that I'm a communist?
Based on what you're saying.
Did you say I'm a communist?
We both have opinions.
I'm asking you, did you say I'm a communist?
I'm saying that your point of view that you just discussed and what you have said before, leading towards the communism point of view, that is their way, that is the way to do things.
That is not what you
that is
said
the way
just
to do.
now. You said your opinion is that by my expression, you have determined I am a communist.
It is my opinion, based on what you said, based on your discussion, based on the points you're bringing out, that you have communistic ideas and feelings and supporting them. That is my opinion.
That is true. That is something. That is something you're bringing to me that I'm not aware of, because if people listen to me, I've never touted.
I wasn't aware of what you said about me either, so I'm thankful that we can both enlighten each other about what others see in us.
But sure, when I asked you if you had a military background, rather than saying yes or not, you said that is private. So I think I can logically concur
whether
otherwise.
I have a military background does not lend any weight or take anything from the discussion.
But
it doesn't win.
But I think I can emphatically say you have a military background, but you can't emphatically say that I'm a communist. So you see the difference there?
No. You're saying I have military background.
Anyway, Burl, I'm going to let you interact. Burl, I'm going to let you interact with him.
Yeah, this is very interesting. This is why Cortez, they don't get caught up with politics or religion.
Oh, Burl, you know the thing, man. Because I'm just reading the stuff in front of me here while you gentlemen discuss.
Go ahead,
I'm listening, though.
Tell us what you've read.
Right,
Burl,
right now, this.
Let me let Burl.
I don't really like to get caught up with the back and forth either, because we don't really go anywhere with it. But the only thing I would request from this caller is where he's getting his information from, and I listen for the history. It seems like we now need to go back prior to the assassination, prior to when we need to go back to when in the Grenadian history we need to go back to when Bishop take over. How he got in there, how he got in power. If that was an overthrow back then, and then. Now he was overthrown himself and assassinated. So like they say, you live by the gun, you by the gun.
Yeah, because it's its own deputy prime minister that actually, what you say, got him executed.
When Bishop became prime minister, I personally need to get that history from back then.
But he had overthrown.
Burl.
Not
just the start where. When 1982 when America went in there, not just to start there.
So Burl,
because a lot of us is actually starting there.
So Burl, you're telling me that you didn't know that Bishop overthrew Gary?
No, this is not just for my knowledge. This is for the listeners' knowledge. This is for those persons who are starting at 1983.
But you just said, Burl, that you would have to revisit history because you were starting from that point that you just mentioned, and that you would have to. When I
said that, me of a certain age, yes. But when I said that, it's not just for me alone. It's to enlighten and educate the listeners. That was a personal request, yes, but. Remember, this show is listened worldwide. And when the history is distorted, because some of us is only starting at a certain point, that's why I requested that of you, maybe the other caller, and whoever else can contribute to this discussion.
Okay, caller, you want to make any other statement?
Yes. Let us make no mistake that the incident in Grenada just didn't start with Grenada. People had begun to rebel against the type of leadership that governments were giving. For instance, in Guyana, people rebelling against Guyana, people rebelling against Trinidad, people rebelled against Byrd, people rebelled against Bradshaw. But only Grenada, because they had the support of the regime in Cuba, they were able to perform that overthrow of Gary. And so therefore, which was wrong. And of course, when that happened, the entire OECS, the entire Caribbean began to open their eyes. In St. Kitts, our premier called all of the civil servants together and said, listen, when your neighbor's house start burning, you wet yours. Because he then had to tell us that what happened in Grenada may not stay in Grenada. And we have to be prepared to make sure that if it come across to our borders, we know how to protect ourselves.
And caller,
Antigua also. Everybody in the OECS
and
has begun to take, as a matter of fact, in the Caribbean, has begun to take notice.
And
so
caller,
it just didn't start in Grenada.
And caller, with those sentiments, I heard you and I agreed on that because I corroborated the fact that majority of the Caribbean governments were uneasy because the fact that Bishop had overthrown. But I think in hindsight, we see after Bishop had overthrown the things that he was doing, and remember, he went up and he tried to sit and have a chat with Reagan. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay. And Reagan refused to have a talk with him because Reagan said he did not entertain having to speak with anyone who overthrew a government. Ironically,
that position stood for some 20-something years after. Only now, recently, you find that governments begin to say, well, they're not going to have direct talk, but they're going to have somebody mediating. But that position stood for at least 20 years.
But that position was hypocritical. That's what I'm saying. Reagan's position was hypocritical because when you had the court hearing in the U.S. of A. with this Sandinistan thing and Oliver North and so forth, it came to light that Reagan had used finances to help to overthrow a government so that they could put in who they wanted. It is factually there in history. So in one instance, Reagan is saying, I don't want to deal with this black man who wants to come to me and speak because he's overthrew, but yet still history shows that you overthrew and benefited from it.
But the main thing why Reagan, and this is my opinion, why Reagan didn't want to speak with him is because of his close alliance with Cuba, and the Americans and Cuban relationship over the years. Because his relationship with Cuba, and Reagan felt it at that time that if he lent support, if he recognized Bishop as prime minister of Grenada, he would therefore be supporting, and other Caribbean countries and other governments around the world had the same opinion. I don't know exactly what Britain did. What was their opinion? I can't recall. But I'm almost certain that they would have had the same point of view.
They would have had the same point of view. They would have had the same point of view because we see up to today the embargo still is going on against Cuba. Do you feel that is right?
Listen, how I feel about Cuba.
You see, the more he speaks, you understand where he stands.
You want a yes or no answer from me. You want a yes or no, because you asked me if I think it is right, and there's only one answer, is yes or no. So I'm not going to answer to you yes or no.
No, I did not. I did not expect a yes or no. I wanted you to tell me in a phrase or two or a sentence if you felt it is right or wrong and why. Don't jump to conclusions and say I wanted a yes or no. So go ahead.
Listen to me now. Listen to me. Any country around the world, including St. Kitts and Nevis, has the right to support or not to support any other country who they feel is not in line with their thinking, not in line with their outlook. Point blank. Now, the reason, and my opinion, the reason why Cuba is in this position still is because the leader or the leaders in Cuba at that time didn't want to look any further. They wanted to blame the United States. Cuba had a relationship with Canada. Cuba had a relationship with other countries. If Cuba wanted to advance themselves, Cuba could have. If Cuba wanted to advance themselves, Cuba could have, but Cuba decided to hang on to the dying Soviet Union, Cuba decided to hang on to their outdated Marxist ideas, and so therefore they keep on. But Cuba could have changed. Cuba could have been the most best country in the Caribbean.
That is not true.
Agriculture.
That
Cuba
is not
could
true.
have,
That is
but
not
they
true. That
decided
is,
to hold
my
on.
friend.
They decided to hold
Anyway,
on to their
anyway,
anyway,
we might have to.
If the leader of Cuba had decided that he is going to do what he can to help Cuba out of this quagmire, he could have. But he didn't
let me
want
ask
to.
you a question before
Once
you
there's
get off.
somebody to blame, he gonna blame.
Cuba could not have gone the way you said, because remember, United States financed Cuba, the Cuban Fidel Castro, in what he was doing, you know.
When he was on their side.
Yes, but when he decided that he wasn't going to take any more of them, using him as a puppet, everything changed, and the country has been suffering ever since. They could not have gone otherwise. And as what his name in South Africa said, as Nelson Mandela says, when they tried to put him in a corner and ask him, why are you dealing with Cuba and certain other places? And he said, when I was in trouble, who helped me? So you're standing alone against the big United States of America and the rest of the world, and you're saying I'm not going to lean towards somebody to help me? Because you disagree that they are your enemy, so I'm supposed to just let you annihilate me? Anyway, caller, I'm going to be on for voices, so maybe we can continue this then.
So we can call it a quit for now, and then
Yes.
some other time to come with another topic.
Yes.
You take care of yourself.
Same to you.
All right, so.
Okay, well, you can finish your statement and let me take a commercial break.
Yeah, great discussion still, no matter the differences. And I'll leave it there, man. Thanks.
Yeah, but Burl, before you go, I would tell you this. Whenever you go into the history books, and this is why I keep saying to younger people, when you go into the history book and you read the history, be aware of the history you read, so that when individuals come after and they put their spin to it, you have that history to buttress you. You do not feel yourself compromised to the extent that you have to say, well, I have to go and revisit history because maybe, but it then means you either didn't go deeply enough into the history, or you are not really convinced of the history that you read. Because here's this individual who has his own spin and he's entitled to it, but as far as I've garnered, he is an apologist for the United States of America.
Got that.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Okay.
You leave it there for now. Thanks.
We leave it there for now. Let's take a bit of a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Adia, your reigning junior Calypso monarch for the primary school section. I think by now, we all know that screen time is a hot topic all over the world. But don't worry, I'm here to help by giving you tips on what you can do instead of being on a screen all the time. So, here's a tip for you. Too much screen time can actually make us feel sad, anxious, or grumpy. Research from the University of Michigan found that kids who spend less time on screens and more time playing outside or with friends feel happier. Choose activities that make you smile. This message was brought to you by me, Adia, in collaboration with this radio station.
Get ready, St. Kitts and Nevis. The TDC Home and Building Depot tent sale is back. This Saturday, October 25th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., grab up to 75% off selected items, from building materials to household goods, appliances, and so much more. You'll find deals you just can't resist. But hurry, it's one day only. Don't miss this massive tent sale happening at TDC Home and Building Depot in St. Kitts and Nevis. TDC. Together we succeed.
Come
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
Rotary Club of La Amiga presents its 19th edition of its primary school spelling bee competition. It's this coming Thursday, 23rd October at 4 p.m. The place to be is at the ECCB Sir Cecil Jacobs Auditorium to cheer on your favorite speller. Free giveaways and a packed snack bar awaits you. The admission free. Premier partners, Rams, Halib Orange, Shirley, and Fruta. Don't miss the Rotary Club of La Amiga 2025 Primary School Spelling Bee Competition.
And we are back. Hortensia, your thoughts? I know you were listening keenly. What do you feel, let me ask you this, what do you feel the prior caller said that our history is distorted and the United States did not invade Grenada? What do you feel about that?
Well, I went back as the caller made me go all the way back because I didn't know Maurice Bishop took over, had a coup to take over.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I knew that, yeah.
As I said, when I went to the fort, I don't remember the person talking about that. They just spoke about what happened to Maurice Bishop, so I didn't know that. So I went back and I looked at that. I was reading something for Bill, just in case if you want to check it out. ADST, Association for Diplomatic Studies and Training. They have something there about the whole situation. But everything that I read did say the U.S. invaded Grenada. And that was after the fact that they didn't execute Maurice Bishop, that he was executed by the then deputy and his company on October 19, 1983. The U.S. invaded on October the 25th, 1983, on a premise to protect the hundreds of American medical students on the island and to restore a democratic government on the island.
And the fact that this caller hedged and would not acknowledge that is what I wanted them to
so they did invade.
Because I was young then. I remember watching the television and seeing Reagan make the address to the American people that they were going to invade Grenada.
I saw something like that, but I can't listen to that while we're on.
Yes,
yeah, but I'm going to listen to it in my spare time.
For the first time in my life, I've been told that I'm a communist. I never knew that. He's spilling some truth that I'm completely unaware of. And I say that because it shows you how these individuals, how they think. They think if they just label you a certain way, it then means that you don't have the right to exist because you are communist. You understand? And because you are communist and it goes against my doctrine or opinion, then we have the right to come and annihilate you.
What I want to know, though, is when did the Cuban forces get on the island? That I have to go in depth with, because I see they said the Army Ranger and the 82nd Airborne Division landed on the island at dawn and swiftly overcome the Grenadian and Cuban forces. And the ADST stuff, the Association for Diplomatic Studies and Training, whilst I was reading that also mentioned what the caller had said about us asking for help, because it named the countries and everybody that came together.
And I did not disagree with that.
No, you didn't. But I'm just saying I saw that. But I did not know that.
I'm aware. Hello,
so
caller.
I learned plenty this morning.
Look, when I get here, let me tell you, I'm a student of history.
You always say that.
Hello, caller.
And I see that too.
Don't be discouraged. No, people. Look, I can give you a joke. I used to teach Marxist economics. It came out of Jamaica, right?
Yes.
First year economics, I taught for a number of years. And at first, all the lessons came out of Jamaica. Well, as I said, I had done some in Jamaica. And Miss Henry, you could be a Christian in a communist. I said, darling, I'm a Christian. I mean, and then I'm teaching you this here when you work it out.
Yes.
Now, with getting the support, they are already prepared themselves to go in. See, like the thing with Venezuela?
Yes.
And they're going around trying to bribe. So well, we didn't go in, they call us. You understand?
Yeah, that's what they do.
It's tactics,
And again, Miss Henry, here's a part that he's conveniently leaving out. The Americans didn't go in, didn't invade until after Maurice Bishop's demise. But if we go back and we look at the history of Britain and other parts of Europe, Spain, and the United States, and see how they do these things, we are well aware of why and how Bishop was destroyed.
you could ask the question, what did the Trinidadian, what offer did they make her?
Yeah. You see, because...
It's a matter of harsh trading, as I say. And sometimes they even go as far as to threaten you.
Yeah.
Because you don't hear much from some of the leaders in the OECS and so. Because they know what America will do to them.
Miss Henry, here's the fact that a lot of people don't seem to understand. The United States uses this thing of democracy, and they have been using it as a cover-up. And our leaders have bought into it. To this extent, here's it. Our leaders, it seems, and not it just it seems, the United States and the rest of the world don't have a problem if we have a leader who says he's a Democrat, but he's dealing along the lines of democracy, but abuses his people. Make sure as we knew Maurice Bishop did, the United States didn't have a problem with that. They had citizens down there, but here's a young man who comes in and tries to make a change, and all of a sudden they have a problem with that. So the thing is...
you got to put the blame on code. No matter how you turn that with it.
That is true. Your own
Because
people.
closed down the island, nobody could come in and nobody could go out.
Yeah.
So...
but don't you think...
And it was two. It was St. Kitts and Dominica leaders.
No, it says this thing that I'm reading here, Miss Henry, says the leaders of Barbados, Jamaica, and the members of the Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States expressed alarm at the crisis and sought American assistance. The U.S. was also concerned with the presence of 1,000 American medical students at St. George's University who were unable to evacuate Grenada. A joint force of U.S. and Caribbean Regional Security System, that's the RSS troops, invaded the island on October the 25th in Operation Urgent Fury. The Grenada invasion would be the first U.S. military operation since the Vietnam War. After President Reagan gave the go-ahead, military leaders quickly prepared an invasion. 7,600 American troops from the Army Rapid Deployment Force.
I mentioned the Cubans. The Cubans were working on the airport. Analysis doesn't mention.
Wait. It goes on. The Army Delta Force, Navy SEALs, along with troops from Jamaica and the RSS members, launched an airborne assault on Point Celine Airport and amphibious landing at the Pearls Airfield. The Grenadian and Cuban troops were defeated after several days of fighting. That's all they mention about Cuba.
Yeah.
The Cubans fought,
Yeah, but that's all they mention about them fighting, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they say they would...
The thing about Cuba, the young man was saying, America used to own Cuba. They owned the sugar industry. There were so many people illiterate. I mean,
yeah,
the hotels, prostitution, and all of those stories. Cuba was in a savage state, while the economy would have been growing. Cuba produced a lot of sugar.
Yes.
So, just like in Haiti, America said, look, we want back our assets. That is all the stories.
That is what it is. You see? So we have got to
just that, so they said, well, look, we are fighting to get back what we lost. And so you find that the embargo. If Cuba say, I'm a democratic person, they're going to say, I was mine.
Yes.
That is why the Haitians gave in and paid.
But when we say the Haitians gave in and paid, remember, but remember that Haitian war went on for in excess of 12 years before they broke the Haitians.
Yeah, but the truth is this. You agree to pay?
Yes, but by that time, what have they gained by Miss Henry, by that time, imagine a little island in the Caribbean. The rest of the world is fighting for 12 years, and after the 12 years, with no food coming, no this, you're practically on your knees. And then it is a puppet leader, who decided he was going to pay reparations to France. Those are the historical facts.
The facts don't stand by themselves, eh?
Well, yes.
There are people behind the facts.
Yes. Well,
the
majority, Miss Henry, the majority of the Haitian people, from then up to this day never agreed with that, paying the reparations, but they were in a compromising position.
And this is what they are demanding from Cuba. They don't care whether Castro they are here in there. We want back the sugar estate. We want back. Because what happened, this is how St. Thomas and St. Croix developed, you know. Are you aware of it?
Yes, Miss Henry.
They moved the businesses, the hotels and so, from Cuba to the Virgin Islands. Down there was St. Croix was a sugar estate.
But also, Miss Henry, are you aware that the people in the Virgin Islands also fought against them even from way back in the days of the Danish?
Well, yeah, because remember, you see, unlike the others, they had farmer owner. They did not agree with the selling of the island because how it was worded, they actually sold the people to America.
Yeah.
Who would agree that? That's like slavery.
Yeah, but that is what was happening, and that is what it seems as if, though, if you follow the trend of what is happening now, especially since Trump has become president of the United States, it seems as if they want to go back to those colonialistic ways.
Well, look, Trump is leading a dream, you know, that is going to defeat him because there's only so much you could tolerate. He has intimidated his party to the point where if you don't support me, I'm going to take you down when the primary comes. And people have built their lives on their position. And to allow a man to put you back into poverty, it's not easy.
Well, his own people now are, you see the recent protests again over...
Yeah, but those are not Republicans. Republicans wouldn't dare go.
When I say his own people, I mean the American people, the masses of the American people.
Yeah, but he done
are protesting, and
he done discard the ideas of black and brown and color people, and some people who live in certain states. Then wonders they have not deprived them of the citizenship. I mean, serious.
I think that is the intent, but I don't think it is likely to happen.
He's defeating himself, you know. There's only so much. He's like code, you know.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's only so much the people can stand.
He's like code. Sending army or whatever. Code did the same thing. Code tried the communist tactic of silencing the people, intimidating the people. You know, while some of them enjoyed, may not have liked the overthrowing, they saw on the ground the improvement in the people's living standard.
Yes.
Literacy increased greatly. Greatly. And they began to diversify, and the young people were organized. But he like some leaders, like Trump.
Okay, Miss Henry.
Total control.
Yeah. Okay, Miss Henry.
And this thing about going into Venezuela, they're trying to intimidate the countries around about, you know.
Yeah.
CARICOM, down in South and Central America.
Well, I'm glad you made that statement because, you see, the very same thing that they tried to use or they use with Bishop, They tried it. They're trying it again. Here's the thing now.
They're not trying it, they're using it.
Here what
They're not trying it,
they're
using
saying.
it.
They're saying, well, we want to stop drugs. Drugs is in there, and unfortunately for them, however,
have no proof with the
this
with the
time.
drugs.
This time, the majority of the Caribbean islands, so far it seems, aren't buying into that.
They know, but they can't talk to her, eh? What has our leader said? He's now the chairman of CARICOM, eh?
Yes. Oh, he
What has
is?
he said?
Yes, he is. He is.
He's the chairman, the present chairman. You got to watch him.
What
we got to watch.
What position does Afan Ali hold?
Right now, you got to watch the oil thing,
No, I'm asking you what position. I think Afan Ali is the head of something, but I can't. I was mixing up what Afan Ali is
The head of what?
Of somebody. I think he's the head of presently.
think
You mean
he wasn't-
not the country, right?
No,
CARICOM,
I think he
something
was
like
the chairman.
OECS.
I think he was the former chairman of
CARICOM.
CARICOM,
Okay, well, that is where I was getting kind of a mix.
But you see now, he's in a spot because Venezuela want to take Guyana land. America formally backed Venezuela against Guyana. So you got to watch what you say, because when they start to pressure you, and you think, you see, we talk about Russia must go in and take peace out the people land. He is the big peacemaker, and he's going to suggest to Ukraine, well, if you want
Okay,
the
Miss
world,
Miss Henry, fortunately, the farmers were due. They're a bit
farmers are
late, yes. They just
I
came.
love agriculture. I love
Yeah.
agriculture. All right,
So we're going to
okay.
take a bit of a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Tis the season for dreams to come true. There's Santa for the kids and CIBC Caribbean for you. Whether it's a house, land, vehicle, or upgrading your home, CIBC Caribbean can support your dreams with the financing you need. Enjoy incredible cashback deals with mortgages and land loans. Plus, your approved loan gives you a chance to win up to US $5,000. Apply now at www.cibccaribbean.com/sweeten the season. Terms and conditions apply.
The Rotary Club of La Amiga presents its 19th edition of its primary school spelling bee competition. It's this coming Thursday, 23rd October at 4 p.m. The place to be is at the ECCB Sir Cecil Jacobs Auditorium to cheer on your favorite speller. Free giveaways and a packed snack bar awaits you. The admission free. Premier partners: Rams, Halib Orange, Shirley, and Fruta. Don't miss the Rotary Club of La Amiga 2025 Primary School Spelling Bee Competition.
Got itchy palms? That's a sign. Money could be coming your way with Scratch and Win from Caribbean Lottery. It's the easiest way to win instantly. No waiting, no fuss. With tickets starting from just $2 up to $20, win over $35 million in prizes. The higher the price, the bigger the prize. So scratch today for your chance to win up to $200,000. Available at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 years and older to play.
Here are your Horseless Value Mart IGA specials, running October 16th through the 29th. Now, our Value Club Blue Tag specials. Blue Ribbon Ice Cream, just $32.99. Morning Star Meatless Entrees, $20.99. Planet Oat Milk, $11.99. Chobani Greek Yogurt, just $5.69. Banquet Chicken Tenders and Nuggets, $24.99. Essential Everyday Dry Roasted Peanuts, $12.99. And now, our very low weekly value deals. Essential Everyday Pastas are just $4.99. Imperial Margarine, $8.99. All Orchard Apple Juice Cocktails and 100% Apple Juices, $9.99. VO5 Shampoo and Conditioner, $5.99. Gain Dish Detergent, $8.49. Arm & Hammer Deodorant, just $8.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
and we're back on Island T, and it is time for Farm Report. And just drop it in here, I have to run a little earlier than expected this morning, so I have an next 10 minutes here before I go, so don't worry, I'm going to be here for a little bit. But let's welcome our farmer for today. Good morning and welcome back to the studios. I'm sure this is not your first time here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
And how are you doing today, and what will we be chatting about today?
I don't know if it is a good day.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're talking about agriculture.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about the fact that food security is national security.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw recent things about the pineapple farming. We had rainfall, as I mentioned to Quint this morning. I was concerned. How has the rainfall helped you? And if we can also dive into the fact about the pineapple farming, getting help on that. Are you part of that?
No, me really don't know about the pineapple farming.
Okay.
It's deeper than that.
Okay.
Yeah. It cannot be a one-off. An opposition here, you try something there. No. We need a plan. We need a proper program. And it must begin at the top. If you ask me, the administration is very disrespectful. The minister has met with farmers once in 2 years, maybe as many times with the extension officers. How can you know what to do, even with the peppers?
Well, in terms of the peppers thing, I realize there seemed to be like a bit of uncertainty in the same regime, because at one point I heard that the minister was saying the peppers is going to be aligned with the farmers, and then the permanent secretary was saying, no, it's a government initiative, and now it seems as if they've come to the conclusion that it is a government initiative, so we don't know where we really stand on that.
The pepper.
Don't go too close. Stay right where you are, because the mic is very sensitive. When you go close, it's going to buff.
Was mentioned.
Yes.
The minister referred to 100 acres of land for peppers. Hear me good. Hear me good. Hear me good. Yesterday, the politics was one way. Right now, it's off course. The world as it stands is at a crisis. It is predicted that the next war will be fought within the Caribbean region. If the minister in his wisdom sight that 100 acres of land was suitable to experiment in a pepper project, then he must also know that 5 acres of land is not enough to attain any form of sustainability. That word is a cliche. If you cannot feed your people, you're not even independent. Think. If you're independent, it means you depend on yourself. How can you depend on the ships to come from across the sea to feed you? Our position as farmers is this. Yeah, because the whole administration, maybe it's time. If they refuse to listen to the people, it's not ego. No, it's something else that is happening. it's time to change the thing because we are all PAM, Labour, PLP, NRP, CCM, and whoever else gonna come, gonna be hungry alike.
That's true.
The outlook on the Caribbean region, and it's predicted, our region is the next region, or will be the region for the next major war. And the prediction is, within weeks, economies will collapse. We depend on the boat and the people from abroad. They would neither fly or sail. Within a couple of weeks again, the humanitarian influx, people running from region to region. And beyond that is starvation, because we import more, I am saying, than 70% of our food. Let us, the SSG might be a good idea, but it is yet to come immediately. Let us, the ministry, not know get with the farmers. Let us devise a plan.
But let me interject before you go along, because recently the minister was here. I did not get to interact with him because I would prefer to be able to interact with him and speak on one issue as opposed to his different portfolios. But he said that his main emphasis since he has been in that position has been in agriculture. And he was also asked what has his most success been derived from, and he further stated that he has been most successful in advancing agriculture. So where do you stand as a farmer in terms of his statement?
The only truth is reality. If it is not real, it is not true. Jump in your vehicles and drive to outside Newton Ground, and you would see the evidence of the minister's failure with all of the greenhouse structures that was a main part of his 20 by 25. It is evidence of failure, of incompetence. It is evident that the ministry is, of course, I'm going to tell you something. The minister and the prime minister went to Nigeria and visited places in Africa and came back on a hype. About 100 acres in agriculture and even importing foods from Nigeria. A census was done. And the census said that it would be cheaper to import food from abroad than to grow the food locally. It is true.
If that is true, I want you to explain from your perspective why you say it is true.
Because from the source that mentioned it to the farmers in a gathering, it is true. My position is this, that it is true The U.S. government subsidizes its farmers up to 150% for every pound of food they export. The farmers in Europe recently recite on the internet sprayed feces on the government buildings. Actually, the whole of Europe shut down because the government decided to pass some kind of bill to reduce the farmers' diesel subsidy. Hear me, people. We don't understand it, but we cannot wait until the time comes. Give the farmers the lands. Give us, try us, and let us fail. Invest in your people. Build from the ground up. The trickle down will come. When that comes, we add that to the cookie jar. But immediate, what is around you is your first and last best source to begin with. The U.S. is not speculation, people. Wake up. 33 people, it was said, has been killed with the bombings of Venezuela. It is in the region. We sleepwalking.
Let me ask you this question as a farmer. Because I'll put your hands up. You see that camera in front of you over there? No, watch, in front of you. See that camera in front of you there? Look right in front of you.
That
see,
thing
yes,
there?
yes. Put your hands up.
Yeah.
Open your hands.
Yeah.
And reach forward. Put your hands so everybody can see your hands there. Those are the hands, the hard, down, drop it down a little bit, a little bit more, bring it across. Yeah, okay, across, no, the other way.
Okay, I got what you say.
Yes, okay, see those hands? Those are the rugged hands of a farmer. Okay, okay, you may go back.
Okay.
Now, let me ask you this. As a farmer presently, where do you see yourself presently, and where do you see yourself and other farmers going if things don't change?
If things don't change, the people going to be hungry. Yeah.
But I'm speaking as to you as a farmer, because I know
I am the people.
Yes.
And that is the voice. Because if things don't change, we won't have no food. If there is no intervention from the top as to, okay, people, I am the engineer. I said it before, I think. I am the supervisor for the construction of the Marriott. I visit the Marriott one time and never again. Tell me, think. Think. We focusing on people to come and create jobs rather than focus on developing ourselves and our people. If a farmer have 100 acres of land, do you know how much job that be? Not only we got food here, boat and plane must fly too. Tomato ketchup and thing we buy in the shop, we don't need them.
You have a caller who wants to interact with you. Hello, caller.
Hi, good morning. My point of view might be not in line with some of the things, but hear me out.
Go ahead.
You asked a $10 million question to the farmer. Where do you see yourself and other farmers in the future if things doesn't change? And I don't know if he has an answer or if the other farmers have an answer. We are relying too much on government handout for as far as agriculture is concerned. Whether they want to call themselves, I think it's Farmers Association, they want to call themselves consortium, they want to call themselves a conglomerate. Listen, the farmers need to get themselves together from different areas and decide this is how we're going to grow crop. From one area to the next area, this is crop is better planted potatoes and yams. In another area where it's rain often, we plant the quicker crops. And so unless they come together, register, legalize themselves in the court as whether they want to call a conglomerate, a farmers association, whatever name they want to use.
Well, caller, let me interject here because I'm going to let the farmer answer, but I do a bit of farming. I don't do it on the level as him. He is an established farmer. But some of the things that you stated, I'm aware of some of the things. One, if it is true what you say, but here's the problem though. If those farmers are depending on seeds and so forth to be imported by the system, as opposed to the system allowing them to be able to get their own seeds and so forth so they can plant and determine what they're going to grow, that would be easily relieved, but that is not the case. It seems as if, though, the system wants to be the one who brings in the seeds and the farmers don't have the leeway to do it on their own. Let the farmer interject on that.
Okay.
The people farm governments. It is where the collective put the halfpenny and penny together for the benefit of the masses is called Ubuntu. I am because we are. We put the money to be used for the benefit of the people to develop the country, the nation, whatever, in general. Now listen good to me. 2010, a farmer was selling a pound of pumpkin wholesale for $2. A pound of cabbage wholesale for $2. A pound of melon wholesale for $2. People listen and think.
Remember where we have time constraints, so I want you to be concise.
Okay, a pound of cucumber wholesale for $2. There were chemicals. There was one, a name I'm going to call Phoenix. It's supposed to be this anyway. Farmers were paying for it $100 a pack in 2010. Today, every item I call is now sold by the government up there for $1.50 a pound, and the chemical, the same Phoenix you hear me talk about, is now $200. Tell me, the government, it is a commercial establishment extorting people.
Okay, let the caller interject again. Go ahead, caller.
Listen to me.
Sometimes we don't understand the wholesale thing.
Farmer,
so
hold
we
a sec.
move on certain emotions.
Farmer, to the farmer. Hold a second. I want there to be an interaction with you and the caller. Hello, caller, go ahead. From what the farmer has said, you make your presentation now.
Yes, I understand that he said that things were sold at a certain price. But listen, this is how I operate. Force make water go uphill. Force make water go uphill. If the farmers who are affected will get together, forget their individual farming, and get together and decide that we are going to farm for the betterment of the country. Yes, the Ministry of Agriculture will have a say, because you can't import seeds unless they give you the okay to import seeds from Grenada, from Guyana, from wherever. So you can't just say you don't import seeds. There must be restriction on seed, guidelines rather, on seed import. I understand that. But the farmers must get together and decide that time for government to take their hands off. Whether the government got farm or the government ain't got farm, let the government know that farmers need to run this thing. They have a Ministry of Agriculture who can supervise, who can technically advise the Farmers Association. And then they split up the island into different sections, and they plant accordingly to the crops that we need. Right? And so they're crying out there, main by it, become a city force. John Martin has a farm, Mark Deming has a farm. If Mark Deming and John and he get together and decide we are going to be a force to be reckoned with, force make
caller, caller, I agree with you, because this is what I feel, and I've said it recently when the farmers were deciding they were going to march, and one of them sat down in here and he was saying, if I have to go out there on my own, and I said, but you should never have to say you're going to go out there on your own. When you have other farmers, it should be a given that all of and this is the problem. The farmers want things, but they're fragmented, whether along political lines or otherwise.
True.
Okay, well, so represent yourself.
That is the myth. It is the thought that is spread. And arguments like these that is trying to come is what really retard growth and development.
Okay,
because we are not paying attention. I'm going to use a word they man they use, to the pertinent issues. We are caught up in our ideas and opinions. I am not saying that. I'm saying let's gather together with true knowledge and reason and formulate a plan that would benefit all people.
Listen, this is not about just speaking loud. This is about we want to have a rapport. So the caller made a statement. I concur with him. You as the farmer, I asked you before, where do you stand presently, and where do you see yourself? To me, you tend to go off. You tend to go off, and we don't want you to. We want you to go along the straight lines of what is necessary now. We don't want any semantics or whatnot.
If you follow what I am saying, you would realize that I am telling you that the cost of agriculture has more than doubled, while the cost of the food have the government call up the ask them have decreased. Tell me with economics, if the government on every shipment they bring carry up the cost, then if you're going to increase the cost of production for the farmer, then the government must subsidize the farmer in some way to cushion that cost so the cost to remain stable. For example, listen to me, man. Go up agriculture today now and buy a bag of fertilizer. Wherever they got up there. They got it. It's going to cost you $50. Look on it and you would see the markings. Donation by the government of Morocco, or the Kingdom of Morocco. The Kingdom of Morocco see fit to assist its farmers with fertilizer. We government decide now, charge them. Is one of the biggest cases a fraud.
But hear this call. But
that
hear
is
this,
subsidies.
But farmer, I want you to listen. I can see your passion, but we won't get anywhere if we just get passionate. Here's what I'm saying, and the caller is saying, why don't you all unite as a bunch of farmers?
We are united.
But go united. Go united and make
united
demands.
is why I'm here.
But you're here alone.
I'm here alone. I'm representing every farmer. I am a body. I am not a person. I'm not, you're seeing wrong. I am a collective.
Yes, but I'm going on. Wait, caller. I'm going on. You're here. Again, I say, the minister came here, and the minister is giving the impression by his statement.
But he does not know any better.
But where are you? This is what I'm saying. If the minister is making statements and you feel they're untrue, where are the farmers representing themselves in mass?
If you listen to cost and you know anything about economics and numbers, you tell me which business this government is directly involving. Seeds, supplies, farm supplies, everything. Instead, the government produces every year a budget. The budget is for the development of the country. The budget must cover the cost of fertilizer, the cost of, then what your budget doing on to pay people to do what?
Caller, whole farmer. Caller, you see, I see a bit of a problem here because
there is a big problem.
Yes, the big problem is that the farmer, he's still using certain things which we understand, but he's not getting the picture. The picture is whatever the system is doing, if you don't agree with it, unite in mass and make your, how it is, you storm the system or whatever.
That's why we first moved the other day. When they had their opening.
Let me bring something down.
Hold on, farmer.
A farmer resistance
Hold on.
to let them know we are displeased.
Hold on, farmer. Let the caller make a statement.
We are not individuals. We are a collective.
Go ahead, caller. Go ahead, caller.
Quinn and farmer and all the others are listening would remember when we had a supply office. Anything you want to import when it comes to food has to come to the supply office. People and business places begin to react. Say, listen, you can't just bring in what you want. We want other things. We want other things. And other companies begin to bring in. Of course, with the government knowledge that we start bringing in Irish potato from Trinidad, we're going to bring in it from Cuba. Just saying. But people begin to divert from where the supply office was bringing in things. Then the supply office realized that people want things. Well, we're not ordering, so they had to close down. The same thing with Simaco.
Yeah.
So if the farmers decide to get together and source their seed, source their chemicals, they got Farmers Association in Trinidad who can help them. If they decide to source their things, they can get you. It might be difficult at first.
When we decide,
but not impossible. You
to attack,
more than talk.
When we decide to spread our ideas and opinions rather than pay attention to the fact that if you can, put 100 acres in peppers, then let us say to the government, put 100 acres in food. You can't see that. You are seeing an argument about farmers divided and farmers this and one name they call. We are farmers. We feed you. When the corona came, all the political party, them, you know where they buy the food, where they get the people from? The local farmers cannot be coming in.
Exactly.
And you are not you are finding reasons to argue with what farmer ain't doing.
No,
you
but
know
farmer,
who's a farmer?
Farmer, you're not listening. You're not listening to. You're getting all up in your passion, and you and even though you're eloquent, you're getting all up in your passion and you're not hearing what we are saying. We are saying when it comes right down to it, and you must admit it to yourself, when it comes right down to it, the farmers are not united.
My position is, if you know that and you're aware of that, Kwame Nkrumah say, if your people are oppressed and you make no contribution to end the oppression of your people by your very act of inaction, it means you're against your people. I'm saying, let us get together. I'm saying, Ubuntu, I am, because we are. I'm saying, let us get together and build a structure that would benefit us all.
But that is what we're saying.
No, you are finding and trying to prove a fact that the farmers are divided. And the farmers, I am saying, there is a point of responsibility. The people are paying a minister X amount of $1,000. They are paying a second down. We are paying for a service. I'm demanding higher. If you cannot provide the service for the people, then you must be respectful. Relieve yourself of the position. That is what we are saying. We are not in argument, because we are saying collectively, no matter who you are, let us get together. Let us find the best formula.
Let who get together?
The entire federation. Let us find the best formula to cushion the impact in the case of a global uprising and no boat come for at least 6 months. Let us together, we are not against anyone, we are not separate, we are a people. And the idea
to the caller listening and to the farmer present, this is why I get so frustrated.
Don't.
I get frustrated because when I'm confronted with individuals who they're saying things and there's truth in it. There's no denying there's truth in what he's saying, but he's still not getting the point we're trying to put forward. He's getting so much in his passion that if he would only understand that what we're saying, we agree, everything that you said, there's nothing wrong that you said or a lie. But the salient point that you are not getting is that the farmers, listen to me.
But it's not passion. You use that word repeatedly. It is not passion. You may not like the way I am putting it, but it is not all the sound of my voice.
Caller, you see where he misunderstands me?
It is not passion.
I don't have a problem with your passion. It is your passion that is selling what you feel. You're getting everything completely wrong. You're getting everything completely wrong. You're not getting what we're saying. Okay. I concur with the caller. And I am saying, which you are not acknowledging, everything that you say about seeds and the government putting X amount and not putting into the farmer and not let it trickle down, all of what you said is true. But you're missing the fact that all of the farmers need to get together and work as one unit going forward to the government and whoever, to the permanent secretary and other, and letting them see you in numbers, letting them see that all of the farmers, regardless of, as you said, PAM, Labor, UPP, NRP, whatever, all of the farmers are holding one head. Look, we don't like where this is now, and we want change, and we are in mass telling you that. That is what you're not getting.
So you're saying if we find them incompetent, we should get rid of them. That is essentially, factually, what you're saying is the only reason the farmers, as you are saying, must get together and go to them in force. The point is...
You see again, I did not use the word force.
Let us focus. I'm building.
Anyway, we're out of time, and
we're out of
yeah,
but
argument is not yet.
Before you go, Quint,
Yeah,
ask
yes.
your $10 million question again, and let him go with that. Ask
no,
your
you
$10 million question again.
ask the question.
Mr. Farmer, where do you see yourself and your compatriots, your other farmers, five
out of it, the cost is too much. Out of it, the cost of production have exceeded the cost of the produce. The government has 100% and more increased the cost of production. Only an idiot gonna invest in agriculture. Make you think they're giving away the land to foreign people for sustainable SSD.
Anyway, caller, in a nutshell, we see the problem.
Next perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Quint. Nice talking to you again.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you for coming, Mr. Farmer. What is your name, by the way? May I ask?
Yaman.
Yaman. Okay. Well,
That is my name.
Yaman,
Yaman.
thanks for coming, and we hope that this is the last time you come. But I would.
When you say you hope this is the last time, say
no,
clearly.
I said I hope this isn't the last time you come, but I hope that in the future when you come, that you come ready to listen and contribute in a way that would help us all, as opposed to just getting emotional and just using words, and we are not really getting anywhere.
The point I am making, people, if I make it emotional, if I make it calm, whatever sense is one. Let us unite is the point I am making. Let us get together and formulate a plan so we can possibly cushion any unexpected world event where no boat or plane can come. My point, let us plant food. In your yard, plant tree, plant food. Wherever you plant, once you plant something, you got something to eat. Plant food. Plant.
Okay.
Plant.
And that's the way we're going to end things here on our agricultural talk for today. I let it go. We're 60 minutes over time, but I wanted you to be able to expound. I would have hoped that we had walked away feeling that we accomplished something or sending a message to the system, but I don't know. Anyway, do take care.
Yeah. Same.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Get ready, St. Kitts and Nevis. The TDC Home and Building Depot tent sale is back this Saturday, October